I'm going to show you the fastest way to get better at shooting your handgun, and you don't have to spend a dime on ammunition. It's practically like I'm giving you free bullets. Hi, this is Dustin with BestConcealedCarryGun101.com, teaching you all you need to know about the concealed carry lifestyle. Today's topic is dry fire exercises for improved accuracy. Now everyone knows that the fastest way to get better at shooting is just plain shooting. But what people don't realize is that dry firing your gun can be just as effective as live firing your gun when you're trying to learn how to shoot. Before we get started, let's talk safety. I'm holding a Glock 19 that I have safety checked empty. You can see it's empty. There is no magazine in the gun. There are also no bullets in this room. Now I will rack my slide back 3 times just to verify that there are no bullets in this gun. Now, as a final safety check, I'm going to point my gun in a safe direction and pull the trigger to ensure that it does not fire. Gun didn't fire. This gun has been safety checked. Do not perform this exercise with a loaded weapon. Now before we get started, let's talk about the placement of the trigger finger on the trigger. Now you should really only have your first pad of your finger placed on the trigger. I put mine just like this. Show you from this angle, and I'll show you from this angle. What you don't want is this, with your finger curled, because that's going to move the gun when you pull the trigger. You want as little of your pad of your first finger as you can get on that trigger. You can see it from that side, see it from this angle. What you don't want is this. Okay, that's the wrong way to put your finger on the trigger. It's just too much trigger finger covering the trigger, and you're going to move the gun every time you pull the trigger, as opposed to just putting your first pad on the trigger. Let's start with the basic dry fire exercise. The first step is just pick a target about 15 feet away. Second step is to rack your slide bag. Third step, you're going to want to aim at the target and take up the slack on your trigger. Now, slowly press the trigger back until the gun fires. Make sure that you keep your eyes lined up on the target the entire time. After the gun fires, reacquire your sight picture as quickly as possible. And that's it. That's the basic dry fire exercise. The point is simply to learn how to keep your sights lined up on the target while you're pressing back on the trigger. You have to press straight back without moving the gun to either side. The second point is to reacquire your sight picture as quickly as possible. This exercise will help you develop a smooth trigger press. I usually warm up with about 10 repetitions of this exercise. Now let's talk about the penny dry fire exercise. The penny dry fire exercise is simply the basic dry fire exercise with a penny. You can see I have a penny right here, balanced on your front sight. You assume the same posture. You just try to pull the trigger without that penny falling off your front sight. So rack the slide. I usually balance the penny with the head pointing towards me. Balance that penny on your front sight. Assume the correct stance and grip. Pull the trigger without the penny falling down. And there you go, it didn't fall. You can see it is still balanced there. So, I'm going to rack the slide again. Balance this penny on my front sight with the head facing me. I don't know if you can see that. Penny's on the front sight. Assume the proper grip and stance. Punch out. And fire. Ooh, almost fell. You can see it's still balanced. So, get to where you can go 10 for 10 on this exercise, and then progress to the next dry fire exercise. The next dry fire exercise is called Focus and Acquire the Sight Picture. Step 1 is simply rack the slide back. Next, you want to pick out a target about 15 to 20 feet away. Focus on that target with both eyes open. Focus on the target for about 10 seconds, and then from high compress ready, bring your pistol up and into your line of sight, trying to acquire a sight picture as quickly as possible. Repeat the process again. Focus on the target about 20 feet away. From high compress ready, punch out to the target, bringing the pistol up and into your line of sight. The goal is to acquire the sight picture as quickly as possible. And instead of hunting for your sights, you want to bring your pistol up and into your line of sight. This will help you develop target-focused shooting so that in an emergency, you hit whatever you are focusing on instead of trying to actually aim your pistol. You simply focus and shoot. Target-focused shooting. The final dry fire exercise I'm going to show you today is called acquiring the sight picture with your eyes closed. Step 1 is simply assume a defensive posture with your gun at high compress ready. Now, pick out a target and focus on that target with both eyes for about 10 seconds. Now, close your eyes, and with your eyes closed, punch out to the target. Open your eyes and see if you brought your gun on target. If you didn't, adjust your gun, make note of what kind of adjustment you had to make, and then bring your gun back in to high compress ready. Do the same process again. Assume the defensive posture, focus on a target about 15 feet away for about 10 seconds. Now close your eyes. With your eyes closed, bring the gun up to high compress ready on target. Open your eyes and see if you came up on target. Perform this exercise about 10 times until you can acquire a sight picture with your eyes closed. This will improve your speed of putting shots on target and will help you acquire the sight picture in an emergency. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up or share the video. If you want more information on concealed carry handguns, you can subscribe to my channel or visit bestconcealedcarrygun101.com and subscribe to my mailing list. Be safe out there.